Hey everyone! So, when I told you that I had a list of Godzilla-related movies that I was gonna start reviewing, this one wasn't really at the top of that list. It was more like number 12 or number 15. But since I can't get anything from the library at the moment, my choices are limited to what's accessible. The dubbed version of this has been available on Amazon Prime for a while now, and my mom has been saying for a while now, hey, when are we gonna watch Space Amoeba? So I guess there's no time like the present. Here are my thoughts on Space Amoeba, a Japanese film from 1970 produced by Toho, directed by Ishiro Honda. It's known in English as Space Amoeba, also sometimes as Yog, Monster from Space, referring to who or what exactly I don't know, but the original Japanese title is actually... oh man. Godzilla, Ganame, Kamiba, Kessen, Nankai no Daikaiju. Translation: Godzilla, Ganames, and Kamibas. Decisive battle! Giant monsters of the South Seas. A space probe is en route to Jupiter when it's taken over by a strange blue extraterrestrial mist. The probe gets rerouted back to Earth, where a photographer witnesses it crashing into the ocean. On an apparently unrelated note, the photographer is then asked to join a team headed out to a tropical island to look for monsters. Unbeknownst to the team, the blue mist escapes the probe and begins taking over ocean-dwelling creatures, which then start coming ashore to attack. A great movie, this is not. To give you a chronological frame of reference, this came out between Godzilla's Revenge in 1969 and Godzilla vs. Hedorah, also known as Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster, in 1971. Not exactly Toho's brightest period. The plot is weak, the budget is low, but while it may not be great, or even very good, it can be fun, if you let it. There's lots of Godzilla alumni here. Director Ishiro Honda, as I already mentioned, stuntman and serial Godzilla performer Haruo Nakajima plays 2 of the 3 kaiju, and there's the unmistakable sound of an Akira Ifukube soundtrack. His fingerprint is especially noticeable in the scenes featuring the Islanders, where you can hear a recycled version of the King Kong vs. Godzilla theme. And we have familiar faces among the cast of characters. In fact, all of the principal performers in this movie also had a role in at least one Godzilla movie. The star is Akira Kubo, who I may have liked better here than in any of the other movies I've seen him in, which include Invasion of Astro Monsters, Son of Godzilla, Destroy All Monsters, and Attack of the Mushroom People. Maybe it's because his character here is a little more mature, a little more serious. That's pushing it a bit far. Maybe it's the scruffy goatee, I don't know. The scenario is a little ridiculous. I didn't really get a satisfying explanation for why the team leader was so bent on finding monsters on this island. And then there's the sketchy guy who joins them on the boat. He was strange. He ends up being taken over, spoken to by a disembodied alien voice that declares him the first spaceman. In actuality, the plot has potential. The mist that travels from one organism to the next looking for a host with the intention of eventually taking over the human race could be an effective concept. Not entirely original, but spooky. The execution just isn't up to it. A big problem, I think, is that the kaiju suits are so stiff and slow-moving. It just makes it impossible to take them seriously at all. Godzilla, the giant squid or cuttlefish, wiggles his way out of the water and ambles onto the island. This is totally unrealistic. This animal would never stand on its tentacles and walk on land. With the bottom half, they did the best they could. They had to make a suit for a guy to wear, but it resembles an elephant's legs. The top half is pretty wobbly, and you've gotta love those glued-on eyes. Those dead eyes. Ganymedes, the giant crab, is totally not a Bira from Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster. Among his delightful attributes are random hairy spots, hilarious googly eyes, and his ability to spit out what looks like soap suds. The giant turtle, Kamiba or Kamibas, is the only one I was somewhat familiar with. He had a cameo as a chewed-up carcass in 2003's Godzilla Tokyo SOS. He doesn't look too bad here, just grumpy, until he gets more active and starts jutting his head out. The way his neck elongates. Oh, wow! Oh, and then there are the bat puppets. Those are great, too. Unfortunately, the action isn't that exciting. It's one of the ones where the human characters stand by a lot and watch the monsters duke it out, and I start to wonder, when's this gonna be over? Is this fight even important? So that's Space Amoeba. It wasn't great, but it wasn't worse than I expected it might be. It's goofy fun. It gave me some laughs, and my mom enjoyed it. That always counts for something. She is such a good sport. I hope you enjoyed the review. Let me know what you think of this one if you've seen it in the comments below. And have no fear, I'll get to the other stuff on the list when I can. I don't know when that will be, but it will happen someday, all in good time. We'll stick it out together. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.